In order to live a complete and balanced life, there's four main pillars that every single person on God's green earth should live their life by. Now, you can order these however you like, but for me, it comes down to faith, family, finance, and fitness. Faith, family, finance, and fitness. So really focusing in on faith, right? I feel like that is the foundation to my life, so I'm gonna start there. When it comes to faith, every single person on this earth should be able to have the ability to go to a religion or go to a foundation built around faith. Now, why do I say that? Because in times of turmoil, in times of crisis, in times where you just can't depend on anybody else, you could go to your religious text, you can go to your community, you can go to your church and really be able to have that foundation around faith. Now, for me, faith was the key thing growing up. I remember my grandma taking us to Medax Memorial in Mansfield, Ohio. And I remember her taking us there from the earliest time that I can remember, taking us to the bathroom and telling us, you better behave. And, basically giving us like change, like 50 cents to be able to give an offering. So that type of mindset, that foundation has always been with me. Setting the foundation of faith and being able to go and being able to really be around other people who, one, love the religion, love God. And really what it comes down to, faith for me, is that when I'm out here in the world, right, there's a certain way that you need to live your life. There's a certain path that you have to go on. And when you have a foundation around faith, you know that moral code can't be broken. Now, let's be real. A lot of us will have different episodes in our life where that faith doesn't really show up for us. What do I mean by that? For me, man, I can't say that I've always been a religious person. Yes, I've always loved God. Yes, I've always known God is there for me. But there's been times where I've just been a kid or I've allowed my flesh to go, right? What I mean by my flesh is I've done things that I shouldn't do. But there's always a time where you can turn back to God. You can always go to God whenever things are just not right, whenever things are not going that way. And that's why I say, like, having that foundation on faith is the best way to really live your life. Now, you can pick your foundation however you like, but really when it comes to faith, that is where you can really have a balance. So when you think about your life, right? Think about it in terms of a table. Having those four different pillars, if one is off, then the table is unbalanced. You can't really have a basic life where it's, complete. So that's why I'm saying, like, foundation based around faith is the first actual pillar. Now, the second one is when it comes to family, right? Family for me has always been a place where I can go back to, people I can get encouragement from, like my earthly family, right? So of course your foundation, God, heaven, and all of that. But when it comes to family, having brothers, having sisters, having the ability to, be able to get encouragement and ability to go back and get support. So now, like, if you think about your family, if you don't have that support, if you don't have that foundation, it's going to be tough for you to really be able to, go out through life and really be able to do the things that you would like to do. Now, some people don't have family, right? And again, a lot of us aren't blessed to have a family that's supportive, a family that's really there for you. If you don't have a family that's really supportive, a lot of people, depend on their friends. So friends can even be closer than family at some point in time. But really what it comes down to, bro, like, having a foundation of having a family is going to be there to support you, to help you raise your kids. Those people are going to tell you when you're doing wrong and when you're doing bad. Man, I can remember the great times growing up, with my sisters and my brothers, and being able to, when we get together during holidays or times where we just want to talk, being able to go talk to them and really just talk to them about, like, different things. Like, I remember seeing our grandpa, like, our grandpa is an old country dude, man. He used to do some of the funniest stuff, like, but I can go back and relate those different conversations with my family. So having the support of faith, which is your, godly, heavenly realm, but then also here on earth, being able to have that support with family is crucial, right? So again, it gets to that balance, like, what do you want to be able to depend on more, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, set your foundation upon either your faith or your family. Now, the next one, when it comes to finances, let's be real and let's be honest. Like, a lot of people think of money, some people, I don't know, it may be some people that still think like this, but A lot of people think like money is the root of all evil, but it's not the money is the root of all evil. It's what you do with the money that could be the root of all evil, right? So if you think about some of the greatest people in the Bible, those people were rich. They were abundant. They had every single thing that they needed, but they still followed God. God allowed them to have plentiful. God allowed for them to be abundant. God allowed for them to be able to roam the earth with millions of dollars, even trillions of dollars. But it's really about the wisdom. What do you do with the funds? What do you do with the money that makes you who you are? So what you decide to do with the money is going to decide how your faith is or how your foundation is on this earth. So live your life on your principles of foundation. And when you get your finances, your life will be perfect, right? Well, it won't be perfect, but your life will be of substance. Your life will be balanced. Your life will be good. But really, when we talk about finance, bro, like it's important to be able to control your finances and do those things that are right. Now, I can't say like there are going to be times when, life it's just not right for you and you need to build on your finances. So the one key that I would really focus in on when it comes to finances is having multiple streams of income. Right now, my overall focus is building at least 7. So why do I say 7? When you look at millionaires or if you look at wealthy people in this world, a lot of times what they tell you is having multiple sources of income, at least 7, will put you in a situation where you're not struggling. So living paycheck to paycheck and doing those different things is going to be tough, especially if you only have one source of income. So if you build at least 7, then that is where it gets a lot more flexible and easy for you. So when it comes to finances, there's really not much you can do in this world if you don't have your finances in order. You can't travel. You can't take care of your faith and like support your community, support your actual church. You can't even really help support your family if your finances aren't in order. It's hard for you to get back to your family if you're away from them, if your finances is not in order. So you can really see why these 4 pillars are important. These 4 F pillars are very, very important. Let's recap here before we get to the last one. So faith, family, and finances. Now the last one, all right? This is big for me because I feel like my major focus this year is really around fitness, right? Fitness. Fellas, let's be honest. If you are, 30 years old, or even if you're, 40, 50 years old, focusing on your fitness is going to be paramount on how you live a quality life. If you're just focused on the top 3, but you're not focused on fitness, it's going to be hard for you to live a balanced life. It's going to be hard for you to really enjoy a life worth living. Have a life that's focused around fitness is going to be very crucial to your development, right? So for me, setting that plan, setting a habit, and setting a routine is how you really get around to focusing and increasing your fitness. And I get it, it's tough. Lifting weights, running, all that stuff is tough. But life is tough, dog. Life is a struggle. Life is not something that should be easy. Focusing in on all 4 of these categories is how you live a very balanced and a life that's worth living. Focusing in on faith, focusing in on family, focusing in on your finances, and more importantly, focusing in on your fitness is really worth the time and effort. So now, the reason why I focused this video on just 4 key areas is because when I wake up, right, having a job, having a career that I want to build, having hobbies that I want to do, having my daughters who also have their own hobbies and things that they want to build, having a wife who has a career and all these different things, life can get hectic. But when you focus in on these 4 key areas, waking up in the morning, journaling out okay, faith. What am I doing in order to increase my faith by 1%? What am I doing in order to make my faith better than I was yesterday? And so on and so forth. Increasing these 4 areas is how you live a complete and balanced life. So if you like this information and you watched it up to this point, I want to let you know that down in the description, I'm helping you to elevate your thinking. I'm giving you an opportunity to learn, to build, and to get more information that can help you to increase your life in multiple different areas, not just these 4 pillars, but how you think, what thinking is all about, and increasing your overall aptitude in your career, right? So you may be transitioning careers. You might be trying to figure out what you want to do. I get it. I've been there, and that's why I wrote this book, because elevating your thinking in all of these different categories is going to help you to become 1% better. So check it out down in the description. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. Just put in your name, put in your email address, and it goes right to your actual email address. Free ebook, right? So also, I have an opportunity where I'm actually doing coaching, right? So I want to help to coach you on your mindset, on your journey here in 2025 to learn, to build, and become 1% better. So it's a 12-week program that I put together where we're going to focus in, and we're going to meet twice a month, where there's also things that we do in between, also with courses and the community that's going to help you every single day on this journey to begin 1% better, 1% better, 1% better. Okay. So if you want to know more about the coaching opportunity to speak with me one-on-one, all that information is also down in the description. So again, if y'all made it this far, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Continue to watch these actual videos and continue to, stick around. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.